This is Deborah Johnson for Women at Halftime, and I'm passionate about helping women use their untapped skills, resources, and talents to create their ideal work and lifestyle, making a difference in their second half. I am really excited to bring you today's episode because business is changing really worldwide as we have been facing a virus, COVID-19, and sequestration, and people have been isolated. And they are finding a new way of doing business. Much of that ends up being with memberships, with online programs, and with virtual education and programs. So today is all about a membership site and online programs with a creator, a wonderful creator of one. In fact, I have an online program. When this airs, the cart will be open for my first ever music membership site called Learn Music Again for those who used to play and want to play again. And I will open up that cart every 3 months. And it's a great opportunity. Make sure you check it out, learnmusicagain.com. But the episode that I'm airing today with Veena Prashanth is all about membership sites and LMS, which is your learning management system, and how those are linked together. She is the co-creator of Digital Access Pass, fondly called DAP. Brilliant. And you will just fall in love with her as well. She's charming, very, very smart, very passionate about what she does. And I have been on this platform. It's a WordPress plugin. I've had it for quite a while, but I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. It's a wonderful membership program that continually is growing according to the needs that people have. And so I'm so excited to bring this to you today because I'm interviewing Veena, and she has just some great words to say about not only what a membership site is and how this is, her particular membership site is linked in with an LMS, which is the online courses, and the two go together so beautifully. So I'm very excited for you to hear this episode today. So I want to get right to it with Veena Prashanth. I hope you enjoy. Great to be here, having Veena Prashanth here today. Hopefully I said your name correctly.
Yeah,
but Veena, I have known you for some years because I've used your program, wonderful program. Veena is absolutely brilliant, from India, and has created this program, Digital Access Pass, a membership program, one of the top, really, I feel, in the world. And it's just such a pleasure to have you. Thank you for joining me, Veena.
Thank you so much for having me, Deb.
Oh, well, it's just great to be able to get to know a little bit more about you as well as your program, what you've created. And you've had quite the background. Of course, you worked for AT&T. First of all, you came to New York in 2000. So
yeah.
You moved to the U.S. From India. And then you became a senior technical director at AT&T and kind of rose way to the top very, very fast. But you really wanted to do your own thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to spend too much time talking about me, but yeah, I'm a techie. I'm a computer science engineer, and I love solving problems. I've always loved solving problems. That's my main passion, tech problems primarily. And so, yes, I was born in India, and we moved to the U.S. in 2000. And I worked for AT&T for a few years, and I was always happy to go to work. Like, I looked forward to going to work. I was not one of the people, not happy with the job. I loved going to work. And for me, luckily, I was recognized and appreciated for my performance. So I got promoted multiple times, and I became one of the directors of the company very quickly. But once I reached the top, things started to change because I was managing like 100 people at that time. And I found myself doing more managerial type of work and all the other things that I really loved doing, like innovating and, solving problems and tech stuff. I was not doing that anymore. So, and I couldn't do the things at the speed that I wanted to do, because when you're working for someone else, you have to go through the whole approval process, and, it's slow and painful, and there is politics that you have to deal with. because some people are not happy with your success in the company. So long story short, I had outgrown, I love going to work part very quickly. Yeah. So then I was more and more itching to be my own boss, where I could set a boundary for myself and no one else could. So I wanted to be able to go as far as, my drive, my passion would let me.
That is so great, Veena. And, I know on your bio, it says you are an introvert. I totally get it. But you are absolutely brilliant. And so I think that's a great message for so many today, especially for those who are at the halftime of life that want to be able to do something else. But you have really pursued your passion and also created something extraordinary where there's just really no limits.
Yeah, I can take full credit for that though, because, when I quit my job, I wanted to build an online software business, and I wanted to grow it to a level where I never had to go back to a job and work for someone else. And my husband, he is also a techie, and he had actually launched DAP, obviously not the DAP that we have now, in a smaller scale back in October 2008, but he had a full-time job at that time, and he couldn't work on it full-time, so he couldn't take it to the next level. But once I quit, I had the option of doing something new or just taking what we had, and just making it, better. Right. So after I left, we were able to triple what we were making. He was making like $1,000 or $800 to $1,000 a month, doing it part-time, but he also had a full-time job. So 3 months, we were able to triple it. Once I started working on it full-time, we were able to triple it. And then, we realized that, sky is the limit as far as, we can take it really far. And then I had quit my job full-time already. And then he quit his job a year later. And by that time, we had done a ton of things in DAP already. And I was doing it full-time. And then we moved to San Diego. So that's where we live now.
Beautiful San Diego. Yeah. Well, explain what a membership site is. I've been with you for quite a while and haven't even used, I feel like I've used a fraction of what DAP will do, Digital Access Pass, we all call it DAP. But explain what that is for people who aren't totally sure what it is.
Yes, definitely. So a membership site is any website where you have exclusive content, and that content that you have is behind a login wall. So imagine you have a wall there, and you have this whole bunch of content that's premium content that's sitting behind it, and users that want access to the content that you have behind the login wall, they need to have an account so they can log in and access it. Mm-hmm. So how do they get the account? So they can log in. So, and also when they log in and get to the other side, it does not mean that they can access everything that you have behind that gate, right? Mm-hmm. So they can still not access everything just because they logged in. So the best way to describe this is, say that you live in an apartment building, and say that there is a big security gate outside, and you need to enter a special code first to even get inside that gate. And just because you get inside that gate, it still does not mean you can sort of unlock the door to any apartment in that building. You can only open the door to the apartment that you have rented or purchased, right? So you only have access to that apartment. Similarly, a membership site is where you have this big gate and everyone needs to enter through that gate to get inside it. But once they are inside, it does not mean that they will have access to everything that you have, your products, your trainings, your resources, courses, community, coaching, whatever that the case may be, whatever it is that you offer. As a site owner, you can say that if you want access to this product, sign up here. If you want to unlock access to this thing, this course, sign up here. Mm-hmm. And then you can also create a membership offer. If you want to allow them to have access to everything that you have, you can create a membership offer and say, by the way, if you sign up for membership, you will get access to everything, all of the products, all the coaching, training, community, everything that I have in my membership. Right. So that's what a membership site is.
So you can do the different levels. And actually, I'm just getting to that point of being able to create those different levels. I think it's brilliant. It's a lot on the back end that you've had to do. Explain for us, for the listeners, what a plugin is. And this works with WordPress. So yes. This is actually a plugin. What's different is you don't have to go to another site where all of your stuff is, like a learning, all of your content, you can put it right on WordPress.
Correct. Yeah. So if it's a SaaS platform, all of your content lives on their server, their platform. A WordPress site is where, you are the owner. It's like difference between renting and owning a place. WordPress is you own everything. It's your site. It lives on your server. So you control everything. So DApp, which is our software, it's a membership plugin for WordPress. Mm-hmm. And a membership plugin in general, it's a piece of software that will allow you to create a membership site, and it will allow you to fully automate it. So if you want to allow members to join for free, join by paying a one-time fee, or if you want to offer a trial, free trial, paid trial, or charge a subscription fee for your products, for your services, you can do that using a membership plugin. And also if you want to sell multiple membership levels, like you were saying, right. Or if you even want to sell individual pieces of content, like Netflix style paper post, even you can do that as well. Using DApp, we just released that feature. And you can create and deliver courses, online courses, training programs. You can restrict access to your content. All of this can be automated. Everything that you want to do in your membership site, you need a software that will allow you to fully automate it. And that's what a membership plugin such as DApp will allow you to do.
And I've just taken advantage of your LMS that you've just started. It's very robust for what I need. It's not, it doesn't have every single bell and whistle yet, but I've not needed every single bell and whistle. Yeah. I need the basics. I have a number of online courses, and I'm changing my platform so I can integrate. I feel it's a big advantage to have the same membership site and LMS, which is your learning management platform for your system for your online courses, because they talk to each other. The fees are transferred very easily, and the pages look, because I have the Thrive page builder, the pages look incredible. And so, you have to do a little bit of work there, but once you have a good template, you are set to go.
Yes.
So I've really enjoyed that aspect. And I know for what I really appreciate your commitment to, you're always upgrading, you're always adding something new. You have, I don't know how many videos you have out now, lots of videos, instructional videos, but it seems that every time I have a little question, I can find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Or, your service is amazing. I've got your platinum membership. Yes. You've got this elite and platinum membership. I don't think there was the elite that wasn't even available when I joined. But
you actually, I think you probably have elite because you are using all of our products. So
I think then maybe I do. Yes, I don't even. I just renew every year. But it's. I felt like the value, when I went through problems with my website and needed to take everything down, I quit everything. But then I came back to DApp. It was the one big program I came back to, and I'm so sold on it. And I'm just so excited that people can hear more about it now. So, but what are, why, I wanted to answer this little question too, with the learning management system with your courses. And why should I have a membership site with my courses? What benefit? I mean, I see the benefit, but what if someone wants to put up one little course and they're going, okay, do I really need a membership? They can just pay for this course.
Yeah, good question. The difference, first of all, let's talk about the difference between an online course and a membership site. Okay. Online courses are goal-oriented, right? You have a set goal. You have a clear beginning and you have a clear ending. So when someone signs up for your course, there is a specific goal that they are trying to achieve by taking your course, by going through your course. And by the end of the course, they are ready to apply whatever they have learned, right, to their business. So the scope of online course ends with users completing your course. Now, what happens next when it comes to users actually implementing it in their business? And what happens if they run into problems while doing so? So this is why you need a membership site, because it's not about just, one-off purchase. They buy it, they take the course, and they are done, and they leave. It's about providing users with hands-on help with whatever challenges they face during the actual implementation of whatever skills they acquired from your course. So members will have access to a community of users that have also learned the same thing as them, and they will happily, guide them and support them. And also you can offer an accountability. There's so much you can do with a membership site, right? Membership site is not just courses. Courses are one part of a membership site. You can offer courses, but it's so much more. And also you can offer the accountability call that I was talking about. You can offer it once every week, once every 2 weeks. And it's a great way for you to add value to your membership. You can evaluate, the progress your students have made on a one-on-one call or a group coaching call, and see if they have completed certain portion of your training, and give them tasks for the next. So this will allow you to keep them motivated and help them as and when they need help through your membership offer. And
so keep going, Veena. I was just going to say, I love that phrase, add value. Right now, that is huge. So
definitely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. And also one more thing, value does not always have to be in terms of content, right? People often think that, I have to have a boatload of content to launch a membership site. And that's why they get stuck on it. And they work so hard on creating content, and then content, by the time they finish it actually, they would have put in so much work and so many months they would have spent just creating content instead of just putting it out there.
Right.
So, and you can add value through so many other things, through a community, through coaching, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, and resource guides. There's so much else you can do to add value. It does not always have to be in terms of more content. People are not going to sign up just because you have 1,000 videos. Nobody cares.
Yeah, no one can go through that many. Plus, I mean, one of the number one, well, I should just say it is number one, because it's going to be number two, but it's usually overwhelm. People are so busy, they can't ingest all of that content. So if you keep pouring it out, you have to make it user-friendly that people can actually handle it. And that's where I'm setting up my music membership right now. And I think I just shared with you that I got through one of my big technical obstacles I was dealing with on my end of my music transcription. But putting out just one new piece a month makes sense, because if you try to do this weekly, first of all, I would be stressed out. And my audience, the people, my membership, they're not going to have time to go through that much stuff. Yeah, and I've done this for so many years. I know how fast people learn. Some people learn faster, but then they have more material they can pursue. But we tend to overwhelm our members.
Yeah, definitely.
Too much stuff. So
always start small, get feedback from your users, see what is it, where they are getting stuck, and use that information to create more relevant content rather than just more content.
Right. That is a really, really important point with this. So, well, why don't you go to this little area? And because I love talking, you're so passionate about your product, and I'm passionate about your product, but what in your mind's eye, what makes DAP better or in a step above from some of the other membership plugins, platforms? There's a lot out there. And there's LMS platforms, such as your learning management platforms, such as like Kajabi and some others. But what makes DAP, in your mind's eye, a step up, that it does, things a little bit differently and better?
Yes. Yeah. So I'll first start with, a SaaS platform like Kajabi, primarily because, there are so many big name marketers, even people that I admire, like Amy Porterfield. They can afford to pay like $300 a month or so that it costs for a Kajabi membership. I just looked at the pricing yesterday, and it's like $300 a month. And from what I understand, I think it said three domains or 3 websites.
Right.
So it's even that is limited for $300 a month. That's a lot of money. So, it makes sense for someone who is just starting out. It does not make sense for someone who is just starting out to spend that kind of a money on a membership platform, because it's going to put so much pressure and stress when you are just new to this whole thing. You're not making money, and to have to spend so much money on a platform like Kajabi. It makes sense for people like, Amy Porterfield and other people that use Kajabi, because, they're already at that point where they can afford it. And so the whole thing about, but it's so easy to use this platform, And that's no longer relevant because WordPress membership plugins, even DApp, which was, people used to say it's not easy to use before, but it's no longer hard to use and it's no longer hard to set up. And also, the other thing about Kajabi and other SaaS platforms is like they have this cool page builder that will allow you to create really nice looking pages and build funnels and all that. It's definitely not worth $300 a month because there's so many great page builder plugins for WordPress right now, like Thrive Architect that I use, that I think you use as well.
Yes, I love it. Love it.
Yeah, so much. And you have so much more flexibility and you can scale it. And it comes with so many other, so many built-in templates that you can use based on your needs, sales template and, opt-in template and all that. And as far as building a sales funnel, and that's not hard to do anymore. It used to be once upon a time years ago, but not anymore.
Right.
And the flexibility and scalability that you get with a membership plugin compared to a SaaS platform, you cannot compare that. And also with the membership plugin, you can install any WordPress plugins that you want to do whatever you want it to do because the content lives on your site and everything is under your control.
Right. That's the nice thing that you own. Well, none of the other platforms, unless you sign a very a very stupid deal, they're not going to own your content. You're still going to own your own content. But I like having control of my content, and you were the one that turned me on also to Amazon S3. So I store all my videos there. We don't store it on our website. We are able to, it's like Dropbox. You can use Dropbox as well, easily.
Right.
But that's what I use. It's very user-friendly, inexpensive, very secure, immediate access. And again, the technology just keeps growing. It's grown a lot since I began. I'm learning things all the time. So, and I think your point of, you can be, I call it membership poor. You can have, all of a sudden you've got a funnel builder and you've got an LMS site and you've got, your lead pages. All of these are great. But when you add it up every single month, what are you really spending? And I love easy to use page builders, but I tell you what, I have seen in a lot of the chat areas, even the programs that tout all of this, oh, it's so easy to get started. People are still struggling. They're still dealing with tech. So it's no different. So and I'm pretty tech savvy. The problem I had this morning, I was not going to quit till I was done. It took me hours. Are you kidding? I've been on this program for I don't know how many years, at least 15, 20. It took me, but it was one little button thing that I needed to go back to. So we're always, it doesn't really end at whatever point we're at. We just have to be willing to dive in and do a little bit of the work.
I also think that when people buy WordPress plugins, they come with this mindset that, it's going to be hard to use. And so the moment they find a problem, they are like ready to give up. They don't have patience. They are not ready to figure it out. They are like, oh, this was the problem. I shouldn't have even tried it. They have this preconceived notion about what a WordPress plugin is going to be like. Now, as far as DApp, you asked, why is DApp different? I just want to quickly answer that. Now, DApp is going to feel like you have used DApp. Now, when you enter DApp, it's going to feel like a SaaS platform. It's not going to feel like a typical WordPress plugin because most of the WordPress plugins, they all look the same. They all have the standard WordPress interface. When you go inside their dashboard or other pages, they will all look the same. DApp looks different, as you know. When you enter DApp, it's going to feel like a SaaS platform, but it has the power of a WordPress plugin because it is a WordPress plugin. And it's also the only plugin that supports pretty much all types of membership models. Whether you want to build an online course, we have the LMS, built-in LMS. Yes, currently we don't have a few things in our LMS like the ability to do quizzes, survey, and issue a certificate when users are done. Just a few things we have to add to it. But everything else that most, like I would say 80% of the people require, especially when you're starting out, you can do it all using DApp. And DApp's LMS, in fact, will give you way more flexibility than what you will get with actual LMS software. You have used other, you have used other LMS software, and you have to sort of, again, build your pages based on the format they allow you to, use and stuff. But with DApp, you can build your WordPress. You can create content in WordPress using whatever page builder you like, in whatever format you like. and just let DAP know what content is going to be part of your course and create a structure. So that's just one of the things you can do with DAP, but DAP supports pretty much all types of membership models. If you want to give users points when they complete each lesson, so there's this built-in, we have a plugin called Game of Points that you can use to award users points when they complete, for different activities. In fact, like when they log in, if you want to give them points, when they sign up, when they buy something, and then create a store where they can redeem points. You can build this whole rewards-based membership. You can allow users to pay what they want, donation buttons. Now, I haven't talked about Smart Pay Cart, which is our shopping cart plugin for DAP. Now, the reason we didn't DAP, there are a few ways in which you can use DAP to sell your products and services. You can create a payment button in DAP. But if you want a real shopping cart platform, we didn't want to crowd DAP with too much of that functionality. And, because shopping cart platform, it can be as big as DAP itself, because there's so many things you can do with the shopping cart. So we created a shopping cart platform called Smart Pay Cart, and it's pretty much as big as DAP is now. It can do so many things. You're using SPC, right?
I am using it. Yes, yeah, I am. So
we call it SPC, but yeah. So, and with that, you can do pay what you want. You can do donation buttons. You can create an instant store, not just for your products, but even for your content. And and also as far as our support, not just that you can pretty much implement all types of membership sites and membership models, but our support, I think, is the best in the business, because every time my team or we respond to a ticket over the weekend or like late night when we are actually officially closed, I love seeing the reaction from our users, because they are not expecting to hear back, because they are not used to it until like Monday morning, but they get a response on a Saturday or a Sunday. And we also offer like a concierge service for people that need more help. So with our Platinum and Elite membership, you get that. And you're not going to get that with any other membership plugins, I don't think. I don't think anyone else has a concierge feature option. So if you want us to help you set things up, you are in a rush and you want to just launch your membership site quickly, in say like 24 hours or 48 hours, you can actually do that, because we'll help you set everything up, and you can go live very quickly.
I think that's such a great option, because I don't have the concierge, but I've asked enough. Your support is amazing. Again, because I tend to, dig into the tech a little bit more, because I've been in the music field. I've had my own little recording studio, all of that. So, but the tech part, I would recommend that for a lot of people with the concierge, because you don't want to spend all of your time on tech, and it's especially to get up and running. If you have the idea for a course, and so that's where I want to go next. In what would be the first step because I also work with a lot of speakers. So what's the first step if some speaker wants, now they've got this idea for a course, they're getting it all recorded. What would be the first step, what they would do how are they going to look if they don't even know if they're going to do membership, but they know they want to put out a course? What would your suggestion be to do? What would be their first step, and what should they look for?
I would say, always start small, like create your, I'll give you an example first. Okay. So when I launched my membership site Lab, it's a training website from where I, offer training and online courses for membership sites related to all membership site stuff. So when I launched it about, I think 2.5 years ago, I had just one course. I had created just one course. It was called Membership Site in 8 hours. I just created that one course. And I could have waited until I had more stuff in my to offer from that site, but I didn't. I never do. So that's the main thing. Don't wait, because people endlessly wait and they never launch a thing. So just get it out there. So I had one course, and what I did was I used a membership plugin to release that. So the reason I used a membership plugin, I used app, of course, is that a membership plugin, even though it has the word membership in it, it does not mean that it's all about memberships, right? So you can use a membership site. Start off as a membership site, because this way you can do courses today. And when I say membership site, I'm only talking about like the tools or the software that you're using to build that site. So you have a site, you want to build a site from where you want to do courses, but even though you're only doing a course and you can easily use just a LMS to do that course. But what next, right? You're
Yes.
just limiting yourself, because you can do the course, you release it. Soon you would want to do another course. Sure, you can still do it using that LMS. But then you would want to offer a freebie. You may want to build a sales funnel. You may want to have a community where all of these people buying different courses can participate and answer questions and stuff. Right. So how do you do that? Soon you will run into the point, you will get to the point where you will be like, oh, I wish this was a membership site. So why not just start off using a membership plugin? And if you use a membership plugin like DAP, you don't even need you don't need a LMS to do your courses. You can just do it using DAP. So I would say just, web hosting is important, right? When you are launching a new site, you need to figure out who you're going to host your site with, install WordPress. And once you have figured out your web host and WordPress, then next thing you should do is, you need a WordPress theme. Now, theme doesn't even matter anymore, because nowadays everything you can manage using page builders, right? You can create the look you want using the page builder, and using a WordPress theme, you can control the overall like header, footer that goes across all pages, but individual layout for each page you can control using a page builder. So those are the key things you need for a site. But other than that, next step, just install a membership plugin like that. Right. Because then I feel like so many people put off the tech part to the end, because they are like, oh, but if I worry about the tech, it is going to stress me out. It's just too much work. But the thing I see is that if you start off by just installing and you have it ready, once you see how it's going to look, and you don't even have to create your entire course initially. Set up your website, install a membership plugin. Let's say you install DAP, and set up your course in DAP, and just, you don't even have to have real content as far as your lessons. Don't even worry about the actual content yet. So just create a few sample test pages, that your lesson pages, a few lessons, not even with the real content in WordPress. Then in DAP, you set up a structure for that, how you want it to look. Create your product in DAP. Everything is a product in DAP. So create a product in DAP, let DAP know it's a course, create a structure for it. It will take you like 10 minutes to create a product in DAP. Create the product, create a structure, save it. Now check the user experience, see how it's going to look for your users. See if that's what you want them to see. It's going to just, release so much stress of, oh my God, wow, how do I deal with the tech part? Get it out of the way. Don't spend days and days figuring out the tech. So once you figure out, once you know what software you're going to use, now you just build your content. And even then, when you're building your course, you don't have to have all the course content ready up front. You can even drip it out. Like when I launched my the second course, Sales Funnel Simplified, through my lab site, I had completed like about 10 lessons or so, but I still had a few lessons. I had not completed 3 or 4 lessons. I launched it, and on my sales page, I let them know what day it was going to be available. And then I continue to add it, So it's not like people are going to consume the whole course in one day, unless it's like a 1-hour course. Right. So don't even have to have all of the content ready to launch it.
Right. I think you made some great points, because I've known people in the music field that they get these deals and they're so stuck on perfection that they never put out their first album. So I've known some people like that. It's a shame.
Yeah. I see it all the time. Like, people buy DAP, and months later, like 5-6 months later, they will send an email saying, oh, can I put this on hold because I never could, I didn't have the time to work on it. That's because they put this immense pressure on themselves that they have to create this perfect thing, and they cannot launch it until it's like 100% perfect. And it's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. You can buff stuff up as you go. I mean, I like my stuff to look great, and now I have course pride. I mean, that's a great thing with the DAP LMS, because my pages didn't look how I wanted them to look with the other LMS that I had. So, but also I wanted to be with a program I would not outgrow. And now this is a really important point. I'm pretty picky on this because I outgrow things. If you get to the point where you're going to go, I really need this to do more. But I did enough research and really dug in, especially when I resubscribed to DAP.
Yeah.
I really looked around. I thought, do I want to put this back on? I was afraid my website had been hacked. It was not because of DAP. It was because of unprotected forms. And so I was able to figure that out. That took a long time, but it was a huge process for me. But I really did that research because I did not want to outgrow the program, because if you have to switch platforms, it's a lot of work. Definitely. So go with the highest end of what you can do. That you won't outgrow. And I feel like with this program, it does, I don't need that separate SaaS program. When I have my courses show up online, I want them to show up on my website, not on another website.
Definitely.
And that's the beauty about it being a WordPress plugin. Now, my content is not stored on my WordPress plugin. It's stored somewhere else, but it's accessed that way. And that's what DAP does for you. So anyway, I think it's wonderful. We've got, we have had such a good time. There's a lot of stuff we've covered. Hopefully, people's eyes are not crossing at this point. I'm very, very fascinated with the things that you have created, and you've also created the software to be able to produce the like. If I have my video on another site, they can be on a protected YouTube site, or they can be on the Amazon S3. It's so easy. Yeah. With DAP for those to be able to, and along with, I use the Thrive plugin. So of course, but you've made it very compatible with that. That's a wonderful thing about it. Yeah. So,
and the thing is, like, because I am not very far from my team. Like before, I used to do a lot of development work for DAP myself because I was afraid of allowing someone else to do it and they break things. I was like always nervous about it. But when you don't do that, then, you can't grow as fast. So once I started trusting, I had a good team, and then I started, educating them. And now they are at the point where I am able to fully trust them. And so we are able to grow really fast, because we are able to do things really fast, and they understand it too. So how it works and everything, they understand what happens if we break things. So, yeah.
That's exciting. I mean, that's one of the things that's really hard for me. I have a hard time get this control, because I'm faster, and so it's
same thing.
It's so to be able to turn that over is a tough thing. So
it's important with the software business. You cannot grow fast if you are just trying to do it all yourself, no matter how fast you do it. Yes. At some point, you have to be able to, I need to be able to work closely with customers to understand what problems they have, and then communicate that with my team, and then, change priorities based on what I see changing in the marketplace and based on what our customers are saying.
Right. And you have a Facebook site. I'm going to want to give a couple of those sources too in this interview. But you have a Facebook site, and you are there. You are present, answering those questions.
My team is not there, and on purpose. I don't want them to be distracted and get confused, and I don't want people to directly start messaging my team members because and I don't want them to be involved in it for that reason. But I have a pretty
then you can manage it and give it to your team so they can do the work. But you are definitely there, helping people through their struggles or answering their questions. And I've learned a lot from that, and just kind of following along. And I don't always post there, but it's a great place to go with that. So I'll put the links into the notes here so people can get to that page too and join. So what are a couple other things just as we end today? I'd love to know what's next for Veena. But any other membership site strategies? I think we've covered so much, and especially I wanted to touch on the technical side of taking the fear away. I think that's one of the biggest things. People, and we're coming at the end of this sequestration, which is where we've been in isolation with this virus and all of that. And people are going to be afraid to get back to life again. But people are also afraid to get back into a tech or into a technology that maybe they would think it's too hard to manage or whatever. Right. So, what are some of the final words that I can get from you to help people through that?
Yeah, I would say number one, most important thing is, keep everything simple. Two of the main mistakes I think that people do when they are starting a membership site is, one is, like I said earlier, is that they create a ton of content before they show it to a single person. So they do months and months of research on that perfect membership platform. What should I use? What plugin should I use? You post that question in a forum or a Facebook group, 100 people are going to give you 100 different responses.
Yes, you are
because
right.
their response is based on what they use, what they are experienced with. It is not necessarily the right answer for you.
Right.
There are only a handful of really good platforms. I would say DAP is one. I would say, there are a few others like Wishlist Member, MemberPress, and I think there is one called Restrict Content Pro. I really don't know much about that, but I keep hearing that name. But there are only a few that you need to really pick from, and with DAP especially, there is really nothing you cannot do. There's very, very rarely when somebody sends us a pre-sales email, can DAP do this? I have to say, like, no, DAP cannot do it. Like, very rarely. So DAP supports so many different types of things that you don't have to endlessly do research on that perfect platform. Right. Especially if you're picking DAP, you will be able to do most of the things. And then sometimes you also have to compromise, because there is not going to be that one perfect platform that will do everything that you have on your to-do list.
Exactly.
And so create your list and contact all of these top plugin people to see who can do most important things that you have on your list. It may not check all the boxes, but that is not where you should get stuck on. Right. So figure out who can do most of the things that are most important to you and go with that. And also, so many people that sign up for DAP, like I was telling you earlier, they cancel. They say after like 5 or 6 months that, sorry, I had no time to do this, so could you please put my account on hold? Mm-hmm. So that's because they want to finish everything, and that's exactly what they shouldn't be doing. So most membership sites, if you see,
that's great advice, to just start.
Yeah, just start. And in fact, most membership sites, if you see, most successful membership sites, they often start with like one course. They'll have one course and like one freebie. Yes. That will allow people, so you get your qualified list of subscribers, you have your Facebook ad or whatever that leads them to that lead magnet. They sign up, and then you have this one course. That's all you need to get started. Right. And right. Then you add another course, then you add, another resource, then you add another training. Mm-hmm. So you can keep adding, keep building. What I did was I did one course, and I when I launched my membership site with that just one course for my membership site, a lab site, then I had 2 offers on my sales page. It said, you can buy this course for like $49 for one-time fee, like $49 or something like that, I think. And then I said, or you can sign up for this membership and you will get access to this course, because that's all I had at that time. I didn't want to wait until I had more. Right. And whatever I create this year and rest of the year, as long as you're a member, you will get access to not just this, but all of that going forward. So sign up for membership for $69 a year. And, make it the lowest price when you're starting out, so people can lock in that price. And those people that lock in, they are your, early members. They will help you, make it better. Using their feedback, you can keep making it better. And then you can add more products and services as you go. You don't have to have everything ready. So you can have a membership offer, even if you just have one course.
Yes. I think that's such a great word of advice, because people, they want to have more done. They want to have everything perfect. And, we think that we need multiple courses or to have the whole thing. I think your one course available and then everything for the year. I'm taking, I'm kind of an offshoot of that. And even though I've got multiple courses already, right. Yeah. But anything that I add to that with my music membership, they'll be able to have access to that as well. Yeah. As I build upon that. And it's not like I need to build really anything on it right now, mm-hmm. but I will probably, because I love creating content. Right. I'm a content churn person here, but it's, I don't want to overwhelm people. Just starting slow, starting small, mm-hmm. but start with something that you will not outgrow. So I think DAP is definitely a product like that. So that's really why wanted to be able to interview you. Veena, this has been delightful. Thank you so much. I know you do not do a lot of podcast interviews, so I just
this was really good for me. I think I need to do a lot more of these now that DAP is in a place where I really want people to like start using it and seeing the power it has and everything it can do. So I need to get do a little bit more of these.
Yes. Well, I just appreciate you doing it. It was delightful. And all of your instruction and your videos, I've just seen everything with your business be able to grow through the years as well. It's very inspiring. Mm-hmm. And you're definitely an entrepreneur.
I appreciate you, Deb. I truly appreciate customers like you, very supportive. Oh. And, you don't give up easily. And that's the main thing with the membership site. People come with this thing that, it's going to be easy. It's going to be quick money. And there's no such thing, you have to put in the hard work and you cannot give up.
You cannot give up. No, never. Those are was that the Winston Churchill? Never.
Yeah, unless you're doing stuff that you are really not passionate about, right? You're not looking forward to doing it. You wake up in the morning, you're like, oh God, I have to work on this. If you have that feeling, you're not doing the right thing. But if you're doing the right thing, then don't give up easily. Yes.
Just keep at it. There's little parts of it. You just have to deal with it. The little business, but it should be a joy, definitely. And at this point in my life, I want to just continue loving what I do. I'm very specific with this lifestyle, everything, because you kind of think twice of how much longer. None of us know that. So
especially now you're seeing what's happening.
Especially now. So. Well, thank you again, Veena. And what's the best way people can contact you? We'll leave with that, and I'll make sure I have those items in the show notes as well.
Yeah, you can go to any of our sites like digitalaccesspass.com. That's our main site. And you can go to membershipsitelab.com. And if you go to membershipsitelab.com/group, that's it will redirect you to my Facebook group. You can join. Let me know that, you listen to this podcast and then that's why you want to join. So I'll know. And I also have a podcast, by the way. You go to membershipsitelab.com/podcast. You will see all the latest episodes there.
Yes, that's actually, you've got a great podcast out that has a lot of the technical aspects to it too. So I think, in fact, before, as I was preparing for this, I was listening to Veena most of the weekend. So. But it was good. I listened to some of the past episodes as well. And it's like, you've already done that. Because I was listening to the gamification. It was great. So, well, thank you again. And thank you everyone for joining me today or us today on this episode and all about membership sites with Veena. And join us next week. I'll be putting out Preventing Burnout While Making a Transition. That's a good one. So we are all pivoting and making some transitions, especially now with our year that we've had here. So that'll be a great episode. Make sure you check out learnmusicagain.com. The cart is open right now as this episode airs, and it will only be open for a short time. Then won't be open again for some months. So make sure you check that out. Also, goalsforyourlife.com and womenathalftime.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you like these episodes, please leave me a review. It means so very much to me. And tell your friends. I'd love them to be able to check out some of these great guests and great episodes that we have for you at Women at Halftime podcast. So until next time, Deborah Johnson signing off. Thank you for joining us on Women at Halftime. Visit goalsforyourlife.com or womenathalftime.com for many more resources, downloads, and programs, or to get in touch with me. I'd love it if you leave me a review and tell your friends. So until next time, this is Deborah Johnson signing off.